So they are not Brahmin. By qualities and their activities will define their ashram. No, their varna, sorry. They describe their caste. Whatever birth they have taken, we have to be according to their characteristics and activities. Ramananda considered himself very low. He took birth in a high caste, and he also acquired many types of shastric knowledge. But if he has not done any bhajan, then those things do not mean anything. They are not of any value. High birth or having knowledge. Have you remembered the shlok? Is it possible to turn the volume up on the mic? You know, from the control box. So we should give honor and respect accordingly. Otherwise, the rules and regulations of society will be broken. So, it is said here, sannyasis should not meet with the sense enjoyers. By this the varnashram system will slowly degrade. You are the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Bhagavan, and you are the best of teachers, and Narayan. RayaRamananda is saying, you are the Supreme Lord, and me, I am a servant of the king and a Shudra. You touched my body. This is your greatness. I do not even have the qualification to have your darshan. Right, and again he said, you gave me this embrace and your association. This is your greatness. I am not qualified. Still, you have given me respect and honor. those great personalities who are traveling So he's asking for this verse to be repeated properly. Who spoke this shloka? Nanda Maharaj. He spoke to Gargacharya this shloka when Gargacharya appeared in his court. Gargacharya gave the name-giving ceremony to Krishna. You have come by your own mercy. The varnashram system is very difficult to follow, and society was very strict with regards to this. Slowly the varnashram-dharma is withering away and disappearing. Just as much the influence of the cold air of the Western countries is coming in, then that much the varnashram dharma is disappearing. This is true. But at that time, at the time of Mahaprabhu, it's very harsh, and also that can cause it to break. At that time, the brahmins were very stubborn and staunch, and the brahmins, they believed that they were the best, but they also on top of that criticized the other varnas, ashrams. Those rules and regulations should be followed accordingly where it is practical, but if you cross that, then it is also detrimental. So even the Kshatriyas, they were overriding their own etiquette, and that's why Parshurama paid 21 times to destroy the Kshatriya race on the earth. They had, Kshatriyas had become so proud. So according to the age and time, here the Brahmanas became so proud, and they kept all the other ashrams very far away from them. Even the Shudra, if they crossed their path, if their shadow fell, Shudra, the Brahman's shadow fell on Shudra. Yeah, then they would criticize the Shudra for their shadow falling on them. Yeah. There's a tree. How can we cross the tree's shadow? By flying over it? It's like the Shudra had to be careful that they didn't step on the shadow of the Brahmins. Otherwise the Brahmins would chastise them. Then they would have to go and take a bath. The Brahmin would have to take a bath if their shadow fell on the body of a Shudra, even though the Shudra was far away. But yet still they made the Shudras do their work. Shudra, you need some workers, menial workers, manual, just to prepare the road and clean the road. they won't do anything themselves. The Brahman on one side and the Kshatriyas, Vaishya and Shudra, they were left with between the pride of the Brahmins, the pride of the Kshatriyas. And slowly, the Brahmins and Kshatriyas, they joined together to the Kshatriya. The Kshatriyas used to follow the orders of the Brahmins, and they used to advise the Kshatriyas to control the Vaishyas and the Shudra. At that time, once Vaishyas and Shudras, they become frightened, and what to do? Here in the commentaries of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada, as you try and understand the history, should try and understand the history and the progression of how things developed and are developing continuously. Rayananda said, "My Lord, although I was born in the Brahmin dynasty, by your darshan, my heart is melted. And began to chant Krishna, Krishna. And not an ordinary living entity. You are Bhagwan directly, the manifestation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The qualifications of God, being God, very long arms, they used to go below the knees. Is yours arm go below the knees? Whose arms that go below the knees? Maybe your arms go below the knees? Here when you're sitting down. And as much humility RayaRamananda showed, Mahaprabhu showed as much more than Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, "You are Mahabhagavath. By your darshan, my heart is melted." Mahaprabhu is saying, not to speak of any others, me seeing you, I have become captivated. I am Mayavadi sannyasi. Sannyasi. Yes. And having touched your body, Mahaprabhu is saying to RayaRamananda, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya told me that when you go to South India, you must suddenly meet with RayaRamananda. Why? Because by your association, my heart melted. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya is saying to Mahaprabhu. The sannyasis at that time used to only eat in the house of the brahmanas. They would not eat at the houses of non-brahmins. And this is one of the rules of varnashrama-dharma. At that time, one Vaishnava Brahmin who was initiated into the Vishnu mantra, he gave invitation to Mahaprabhu, and he accepted that invitation. One Brahmana, Vaishnava Brahmana, Mahaprabhu didn't go here and there. When he used to travel, he traveled with him. That servant used to cook for him. Balabhadra Bhattacharya and one other. When Mahaprabhu was going towards Vrindavan, at that time, Balabhadra Bhattacharya and one cook. Wherever it was not possible to get food from the route that they were taking, so the sannyasis rules were very difficult to follow. They would not eat anywhere and not considering wherever it was clean or not. So should eat in a house of a Brahmin. And the Brahmins at that time, they followed rules and regulation. They did not eat onions and garlic, but today even the Brahmins eat onion and garlic, and they eat everything. When they speak, then we know what smell is coming from their mouth. Meaning to say, they eat anything and everything. Eggs. They call it white potato. The egg. In Bengal, fish they call. And the fruits of the Ganga fal. The fish. Fish is fruits of the Ganga. Onions, garlic, eggs, they eat everything. Today, you can see this everywhere. Chinta? Huh? Oh, chilka. Oh, the skin. You'll find skin of safed aloo, white potato, meaning eggs. You may not see everywhere, but certainly most people eat onions and garlic. your neighbors, see everywhere. Even Braj also. The Brajvasis, so-called Brajvasis. They do not eat white potato, meaning eggs. They do eat some of them, but they certainly eat onion and garlic. This is vegetarian, they say. It's nice smell. It's growing from the ground. The, it comes from the ground, root. From root. उसमें आयुर्वेदिक गुण है बोलते हैं लहसुन और प्याज में आयुर्वेदिक का कोई गुण है उसे शरीर के लिए ऐसे बताते everybody argue this point that it's good for your health, onion, garlic, but eating meat also. This argument cannot be applied because we follow the argument of Shastra. We have to follow the injunctions of Shastra. That's argument people use for eating these food stuffs. There's two types of eggs. Sky. A vegetarian egg and a meat egg. Not brown or white, but vegan, free range, natural, organic eggs. So, no, not sorry. There's another way of producing eggs that is without incubation. This is a vegetarian and this is non-vegetarian egg.
Não é fertilizado e ele é vegetariano.
Yeah, that is vegetarian. So the way they produce the egg. So the people who eat cow meat, cow flesh, even Hindus, they eat beef. And non-Muslims also eat. They forcefully impose their opinion. Those at that time very difficult to find water or food. Have to. Oh no, he's talking about when he's traveling. Whenever you buy, you have to look. There's one principle in the West is that the honesty. They will tell on the product what the ingredients are. Yeah. 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 Mostly also they're saying in India also this is now the case where you find ingredients on the packet. Those thinking as some Gurudev saying about the frying pan, they cook both meat and vegetarian in the same pan, in the same pot. So that karai, that
Hand.
wok.
Walk.
Wok.
Yeah.
They don't clean the wok. They cook the same thing. Uh, yeah. But the wok is the same anyway.
So, so,
कैसे होता है? They wash with water. The wok.
nosso, então, eles não cozinham alguma coisa
So
com
they
alho e
first cook with
cebola,
onions and garlic, and then
e aí
wash it with water lightly, and then they
com outra coisa,
cook
né?
the dal in it.
Sem alho e cebola, mas não é adequado.
Nice smell coming.
Mas é um cheiro muito bom ali.
You have a restaurant. He knows because he has a restaurant. Some 550 years before
Então,
Mahaprabhu's time, how was it at that time? Mahaprabhu, he would only eat at the house the brahmana.
the opposite. He won't eat in the house of Brahmana food.
Don't tell.
Hã? Mahaprabhu will say that Mahaprabhu doesn't eat in the house of Brahmana food.
and and so in different houses you get combination of both or everything, meat, onions and garlic. And it's all kept in the same fridge. It's maybe the wife does not eat and the husband doesn't eat, or the other way around. Yeah, this fridge, same fridge, everything is in there.
E outras coisas, às vezes a mulher vem trazer
Hare Krishna. What to do?
o que fazer.
My Prabhupada has given many examples.
O Prabhupada disse muitos exemplos.
Our Gurudev used to say, it's, those who perform bhajan in the West, they're great. It's like sitting in between fire. Garmi. And they are doing bhajan as if sitting in the middle of a fire. We are here a little bit easier because the facilities are here. And what do the Westerners do? How they manage? Ask. No mother, father is favorable to doing bhajan. No family, friends. And if they're living together, then they have to share the fridge, and they perform the bhajan. Gurudev used to say this. Those who are living in the West and performing the bhajan is not an ordinary thing. If you consider this very carefully, it's very difficult to stay in such conditions and to do your bhajan. In here we can manage because the environment is favorable. My Gurudev used to say this. Those who are performing bhajan in the West is not an ordinary thing. To follow the four regulative principles, it's very difficult for the Western devotees. Yeah. How long will you stay on your own, wherever you go? That same story is there. When we go on the morning walk, same story. We have, yes, same story in the West. prasad, and Mahaprabhu accepted his invitation. Otherwise, Mahaprabhu would not go like this to just anyone's house. So one Vaishnava Brahmin called Mahaprabhu. RayaRamananda said very humbly, "Be merciful. You are merciful to me, and you gave me your darshan. It's not just by seeing him. By also listening to Harikatha, one's heart can become cleaned, not only by seeing, but by listening. Not until we listen can our hearts be cleaned. This Bhagavad Katha is directly the manifestation of the Lord. For this reason it is said, Prabhu gave some mercy and stayed with RayaRamananda for 5-7 days, and please recite, speak Harikatha. Maharaj come to our house. Yeah, you keep cooking and I keep eating. What to do in your house? Is it that I don't get any food anywhere else? When sadhu comes to your house, if there's no harikatha, what is the point? Somebody can rest. Is there no other place to take rest? They can sleep under the tree. Nay, Maharaj. What is the rest for a sadhu? Is harikatha. Nay, no. That sadhu is not sadhu who does not speak harikatha. There is only one reason to stay in a grihastha's home, to speak harikatha in that house. My Gurudev used to say, one day, क्या व्यवस्था नहीं था? Pravachan, there was no arrangement for harikatha in their house. So then he said, I won't take prasad. So what? It's at least sit and listen to harikatha. Gurudev came, is invited, you cook nicely and fed him, and no harikatha. Harikatha must be there. Oh, the rest for sadhu is harikatha. Come, there's so many who can cook and cater and host. We can cook ourselves as well. We eat muri. क्या खा लेंगे? Muri or what else? And? Muri. Oh, muri. Just eat muri. Pachika. Huh? Oh, muri. And what else? Or kya? Kachi kani? Huh?
Mustard oil, original
Mustard oil. Oh, muri with mustard oil.
Buddha told that I don't eat this.
He does.
No, no, he doesn't mix muri with mustard.
Mustard, no?
No.
Okay. Sorry. Okay, well, a flight now in flight also. He does not eat on the flight. I take my muri. This is Bengali. Is for Bengalis. They don't have too long to make roti. So learn to eat muri. It's easy. When you go to Bengal, Mahaprabhu say, "Log laki." Mahaprabhu say, "Give me muri." You don't know how to prepare muri. If you come to Mahaprabhu, then you have to go with muri. Muri saath mein le. In my bag, I have some muri. Simple, dry. I like muri. Two handfuls of muri and some water. Yeah. Fill the stomach. Make roti, lata, do all this. Burn. How to find the rolling pin, where to cook, gas. साथ में ले जा सकते हैं महाराज. You can carry your. You have to mix it with water. You need a bowl. You need fire. So gram. Muri, 100 grams of muri. Take some out. No, I don't mix anything with the. I become angry with if you mix. All tasteful foods. Very simple. Huh? Yes, very simple, plain muri, not mixed with anything. Narad Rishi's pastime. Went to his disciple's house. Wife and husband. They were like female pigeon, male pigeon. They were so close to each other. Their first marriage. The very first marriage. He does not know. Their first birth, the first marriage. Seven births. Seven births. Which birth is this that I'm married to you? This is a very simple question. If you are like kabutar kabutari, and if you're getting on like a male pigeon, female pigeon, then it's your first birth. But if you are arguing and not getting on, then maybe fifth or sixth or seventh marriage, maybe the last marriage. So Narad Rishi went to his disciple's house, and they were like this, the husband and wife, male pigeon, female pigeon. Narad Rishi not made any arrangement for Harikatha. Gurudev came. 50 types of preparation. I've not come to the house to eat. Are you happy just with Muri? They keep cooking. They're in the kitchen all day. 10 o'clock. No, she said, okay. The husband went out to get some more groceries, and the wife was alone. So Narad Rishi said to the wife, "Show me your hand. Do you know your previous life?" I said, "Narad, I can just see your forehead. I don't need to see your palm. Just seeing your forehead, I know everything about you, your past life." So the wife said, "Please tell me, in the past life, you were princess. You were princess. Please tell me about my husband. If I was princess, my husband must surely be a prince." Is it because it's in the royal family? There should be certain qualities that are matching in marriage. 36 qualities. Sometimes they're not all there in the wife and the husband in calculating the marriage compatibility. It should be about 24 at least qualities should be there. Otherwise there will be problem. Have you seen your palm? Have you had your palm read when you were married? If it's less than 24, it's not good. Maybe. Then your fortune is lost. You're finished. So Naraj Rajkumari, she was a princess. And what was my husband? She said, my husband must certainly be a prince. Absolutely meeting in 36 qualities. Compatible. He said, he was a donkey. Your husband. It's such a donkey. He was a donkey of a salt seller, salt merchant. In that house of the salt merchant, he was a donkey. He used to he used to carry piles of salt on his back. How can I be a princess and my husband was a donkey in the house of in the house of a salt merchant? Gurudev, the wife is telling Narad Rishi, well, if you don't trust what I said, you can. If you don't believe me, then you can lick his feet at night when he's asleep. You'll taste the salt. You'll taste the salt on his feet. Hare Krishna. Say no more. So her mind was very disturbed. Like Guru Mantra. This is only between Guru and disciple. If you have one Guru, you should not discuss with your partner, wife, husband. Narad Rishi said, when your husband goes to sleep, then lick his feet. Then you will know that he was a donkey of a salt merchant in his past life. He's a donkey of a salt merchant. What to do? This is karma. At that time, the husband returned. When the husband returned, Gurudev, please see my palm. What? I don't need to see your hand. I can see everything on your forehead. And what was I in my previous life? And then he reversed the story. You were a princess. No, you were a prince. And your wife was a donkey. No? A dog, sorry. Just coming to that part. If I was a prince in my previous life, then my wife must certainly be a princess. But Narad Rishi said the opposite. Your wife was a dog in her previous, a dog. Your wife was a dog. Can't. How can this be? My wife be. My wife can. How can she be a dog in the previous life when I was a prince? Really? Oh no. Not possible. My Gurudev cannot be wrong. Whatever my Gurudev says is right. Guru Mantra, like Guru Mantra. Don't tell her anyone, don't tell her I said this. If you don't have faith in what I said, when you go to sleep at night, you see, just pretend to sleep. Because she was a dog in her previous life, she's not changed her nature. Understand? These sanskars do not go away very quickly. Narad Rishi, what to do? The wife was thinking I married someone who was a donkey in their previous life, and the husband is thinking I married a person who was a dog in their previous life. What to do? So the husband pretended to sleep at night. Let's see if what Gurudev said is true. So the wife came to the feet of the husband and started to lick. The husband caught her. Gurudev said, in your previous life you were a dog. Yes, Gurudev said in your previous life you were a donkey. Hare Krishna. So the Narad Rishi heard the argument in the bed chambers, and Narad Rishi came and then pacified them. Nobody's donkey and nobody's a dog. They didn't put salt on their feet deliberately. This is salt from the sweating. If you lick your hand, you'll see it's salty. Little children, they lick their runny nose like that. Salt is natural in body. You are not a donkey and you are not a dog. Listen, the principle, what I mean to say. Sit here. You have not listened Harikatha all day. Jivar Sarup Hoy, Krishna Nityadas. Krishna Nityadas. You are not dog, you are not a donkey. Yeah, this keeps changing throughout many lifetimes, but the Atma is eternal. Yes. And so he spoke Harikatha, Jivatma, what is Paramatma, and otherwise this stay of the sadhu in the house is useless. What will I do if I stay in your house? To take prasad? If there's no Harikatha, it's useless. What use is there? Go to the market, spend 2 rupees, get some mudi, is enough. Need to listen to Harikatha. Hare Krishna. It's RayaRamananda is saying, by meeting you, my heart is melted. By listening to your Harikatha, the most benefit is achieved by Nasta Preshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevayam. By listening to Harikatha for any amount of time, your heart will not be purified, even if you chant the holy names. But this is the potency of Harikatha. Potency of Harikatha is to purify your heart more than even chanting. This is Harikatha. Harikatha is directly Hari, Sabda Brahma. I speak this again and again. This is Shabda Brahma. Ajmal, he kept his son's name, what? Narayan. And called his son Narayan. And he attained Vaikuntha by Namabas. How wonderful. This is the message of the Srimad Bhagavatam. This will remove your anarthas. Bhagavad Katha, Shravan. When the Brahmin entered the house of the Brahmin and sat, and RayaRamananda also came there, and they discussed Krishna Katha. And this is where the dialogue, the famous dialogue of RayaRamananda Samvada took place. Mahaprabhu asked, what is Sadha? What is the goal? Mahaprabhu didn't ask about sadhan. He asked the goal. We have to first establish our goal. Taking an air ticket, first you have to determine the destination. From where to where we have to go. Then you can decide which flight you want to take. Where do I have to go?
Você pode
What,
voar para São Paulo.
Calcutta, Bhubaneswar? Which flight is going? At what time?
Vocês podem pedir qual horário. Voos que você tem ido.
Many flights. We have to fix our destination first. So what do we want to get? Mahaprabhu asked this question. Prabhu kahe
Essa pergunta.
paro shlok sadhe nirnay. Establish your goal. What Vaikuntha, where Golok Vrindavan?
Onde você quer ir?
Where do you want to go? Vrindavan.
Onde você quer ir? Goloka Vrindavan.
This is your destination.
Essa
Fixed. What will you do there? Das, Radha Dasyam.
onde que você quer fazer
Radha Dasyam. You don't want the mood of Mother Yashoda or the Subal Sadam, Sridham. Don't want to be on the side of Chandravali. Radha, Radha Palyadasi is our goal. We're fixed. And then, and we have to perform sadhana according to that. Without sadhana, your goal cannot be achieved. You've fixed your destination, but then you have to practice that thing to get your goal. If you determine you want to go to Calcutta,
fazer o sadhana, você vai precisar do sadhana.
then you'll have to pay the ticket,
Por exemplo, você tem esse
credit card.
e aí você precisa pagar por essa passagem, beleza?
Then you can purchase. In the same way, Mahaprabhu, he asked, what did RayaRamananda say? He started from Sadharma Acharane to follow varnashrama-dharma.
Seguir o varnashrama-dharma.
Until we do not follow varnashrama-dharma, we cannot start our spiritual life.
Iniciar a vida espiritual.
And the living entities cannot be benefited.
E a gente vai ter vidas que serão beneficiadas.
Okay. Strange. Wherever ashram you are in, follow the rules and regulation of the ashram. Brahmachari,
Você deve se manter, então se você é brahmachari, você deve
Grihastha,
brahmacharis, grihasta,
follow the principle of Grihastha ashram.
princípios do grihasta.
Whichever ashram you're in,
Então você deve seguir
and do not cross the boundaries of your ashram.
que você está. Você não deve ultrapassar você não deve quebrar as regras do seu.
Shruti, Smriti, Arad Pancharatri, Mati, Smritis. What are the rules and regulations of society? If you cross over those rules and regulations, transgress them, then there is problem. And amongst all of those rules and regulations should be Bhagavad Bhajan, the worship practice of bhakti. Yeah. In this shloka, whoever follows Varnashram Dharma but does not chant, listen to Harikatha, but those who doesn't follow Varnashram Dharma, yeah, so you understand this, that if you follow Varnashram Dharma but don't practice bhakti, and if you or bhakti, if only follow Varnashram Dharma and not do bhajan, this is not use. And not following Varnashram Dharma. Yeah? So following, doing bhajan and sadhana also, but not doing Varnashram Dharma is also not good. Doing nam, chanting, but not following the rules and regulations is as bad as performing Varnashram Dharma and not doing bhajan. Yeah? Whichever ashram you're in, staying in that ashram, one should do Hari Bhajan. You have to follow the rules and regulations, not eat onions and garlic, and Mahaprabhu said, this is not following any, saying in this shloka to follow any rules and regulations. Why are you emphasizing so much on the rules and regulations? Don't eat this, don't eat that, don't do this, don't do that. The most important thing is to chant the holy names. No. Your eating should also be very regulated and controlled. Then when your food is appropriate, correct, and fixed, pure, then your chanting will also be in the same. Don't eat eggs, fish, onion and garlic. This mouth the Lord has given. Make it pure. Purify your mouth. Mahaprabhu, what does Mahaprabhu say? This is like a yaga kund, fire sacrifice pit. Ahuti. Ahuti. The spoon, yeah, yagya kund. The mouth is like that. If the mouth is not pure by purification, how will you put the ghee inside this fire pit? Yagya. So you cannot eat whatever you want. So everything the Lord creates is not for eating. Some examples are given. Everything is to be eaten. Some we cannot just choose to eat whatever we want, whatever we like. Eating should be regulated to purify the mouth. Whatever comes, you eat. This is not good. So this is often a criticism of Gaudiya Vaishnavas. If you don't want to eat, don't eat. If you want, no, no. If we are fixed, we don't want. We cannot eat this. So we are regulated in that way. And we have to be fixed. This is like a Havan Kund, the Yagya pit, the fire sacrifice. To purify the spoon that we use and the ghee that we use to put in the fire sacrifice are all very important, and they have to be pure. So in the same way, our endeavors in practice must also be pure and fixed and regulated. Varnashrama-dharma. The Lord has established these rules and regulations. What did Mahaprabhu say? He said, speak more. This is external. This doesn't mean that we do not have to follow, because Mahaprabhu is saying this is external. External. Why did he say this? He said not only by varnashrama-dharma can the living entities be is fully benefited. For this reason, Mahaprabhu said, speak more. What Mahaprabhu wants to listen to, what is the nature of the living entity. This Anubandhi Briti wants to hear from RayaRamananda. What is the prema? To attain the Krsna-prema. To attain this is making this the steps. First to purify something that you have put at a high level. So you need some steps to reach that thing, and then to take one step to reach that thing. That our goal is to attain that love, prem, transcendental love, Krishna-prema. But to do that, we have to go step by step. You can't jump. Slowly, step by step. We have to walk. So Mahaprabhu is saying, he's saying this is external. It's not saying that it's not necessary. This body, this gross body and subtle body, Atma body. Do we need a gross body or not? You can't say that we don't need the external body. We need this external body. For this reason, it contains the subtle body and the spiritual body. within the gross body. In the same way, to attain the Lord slowly, slowly, we have to practice Ana Karma Anam Krishna Nushtiyam Bhaktir Uttamam. One Bihari Lal ki jai, Jai Shri Radhe, Jai Srila Bhaktivinoda Bhakti Swami Maharaj ki jai, Srila Gurudev ki jai.